I tried to get away, but I found them. Go. Oh yeah, this is a good one, it feels like. Jumbo Daddy. That's a good sized brim right there. Good one right there.
6 that we caught earlier.
Alright, so we got the bluegill fillets, marinated them in hot sauce, and now I have them battered in the Cajun two-step breading mix. I'm going to deep fry them. So these are going to cook fast, you don't want to cook them too long. Wow, we'll just cook for a few minutes and then we'll flip them.
It's almost like they jumped out of the water and right onto my plate.
Alright, so here we go. These are the 10 shell cracker that I caught. Actually, 2 of these are bluegill. So the other ones, the other 8 are shell cracker, 2 are bluegill. And then there was 10 other that were not keeper size, so I threw those back. So what we're going to show you today, what I'm going to do is the small ones, we're going to scale and we're going to fillet those whole. I'm just going to remove the heads, take the guts out, and then we're going to fry those whole. The 2 that are bigger, we're probably just going to scale them, and then I'm going to fillet them, but I'm going to try something different this time. I'm going to leave the skin on when I fry them. I've never had it that way, so I want to try that and see how that tastes and if you end up getting more meat out of it that way. So I'm going to start with the smaller bluegill first, get them scaled and get everything prepped so that we could fry them whole. Now, I don't know how good the sound quality is right now. We've got 20-mile-an-hour winds blowing, so it might not sound all that great, but it's 65 degrees, so I'll take that. Warm weather and a little bit of wind, I'll definitely take that. Alright, so we got all the fish descaled, and I went ahead and the smallest ones, I cut the heads off. I left that part off of the camera so you didn't have to witness that. And now what I'm going to do is take my fillet knife and go in the duty hole and just cut right up the vent. That's what the technical term for it. But go in here, clean out all the guts, all that stuff right there, and then we'll get everything cleaned out on the inside. I'll go back and spray these here in a minute.
Oh.
What? Camera guy's a little squeamish. Squeamish. He doesn't like me cleaning out the insides of the fishy. Alright, so we got all of the inside nice and cleaned out, as you can see. 2 or 3 score lines on each side to help the batter get in and to help them cook. You don't have to go super deep, you just want to penetrate the skin. last 1, 2, 3, 4, and last 5 are a little bit bigger. So I'm going to try to fillet these, and this time, instead of taking them off the skin, we're going to leave the skin on and deep fry the meat and the skin. See how that tastes with these smaller fish. So you're going to cut right behind the head here, and then you're going to get your fillet knife up underneath and just follow it along the spine. And get to the tail. And then you're going to cut that off. And then we're going to remove the ribs. Got done cleaning everything up. Now we're just sitting here waiting for the oil to heat up. Got some hush puppies going in, and then we got the fish. We also got some homemade potato salad that we're going to be eating tonight. And 2 special guests, both my young boys, are going to be our taste testers. So we're going to have them eating at the table and getting their thoughts on what they think about the fried food tonight. Shell cracker, marinating in a little bit of buttermilk. And then we're going to transfer that into our Louisiana fish fry batter right here. So I'm going to get that moved over in there. And then I'll show you the process of deep frying them. Pull one out so you guys can see what that's starting to look like. Oh, that's going to be good. Get you another one right there. Woo! And let those keep on cooking until they get nice and crispy and golden brown. Okay, these are all the fillet pieces. The fillets are about done. Now remember, so for us, this will be the first time that we're trying deep fried fillets with the skin still on. Usually we do skinless, but I wanted to see how the taste would be if we left the skin on to give you a bigger fillet when you're dealing with smaller panfish. What do you think, Garrison?
Yummy.
Yeah. You like eating them, the little ones like that?
Mm-hmm.
Show us how you eat it so you don't get bones.
See? One bone. Yep. I have no bones.
That one doesn't, yeah, that doesn't have any bones. Take a whole bite of that one, there's no bones in it. Good? Hey, Robert, tell us what you think.
Cool. Real good.
Thank you, Daddy.
We got shell cracker, hush puppies, and homemade potato salad. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make the classic BLT sandwich, but you guys all grew up eating bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwiches. Today we're going to do the fisherman's version, which is bluegill, lettuce, and tomato. So stay tuned with us. I'm going to show you how I clean the bluegill. And I'm also going to show you how we deep fry them and put our bluegill, lettuce, and tomato sandwiches together. Stay tuned. All right, everyone, welcome back. So what I'm going to show you today, I'm just going to demonstrate on how I go about filleting the bluegill. So for the sandwiches today, we're just going to fillet the bluegill, no skin, and then I'm going to bread and deep fry the fillets, and that's what we're going to put on our sliders. So the first thing that you want to do, I've went ahead and picked out the biggest bluegill that I caught. So what we're going to do, lift up the fin, and we're going to cut it at an angle. So you want to cut it high up on the top of the head because there's a lot of meat up here, especially on the big ones. And we're going to work our way down this way. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to take our knife and just barely go along the fin up here, down to the tail. And then we're going to pull that back in order to make it boneless. I'm going to cut along the top of the fillet, work my way down the ribs. And then once we do that, we'll break through. We'll come through this way, and then we'll come through the poo-poo hole, the anus, or perhaps the poop shooter. Work our way down that way, and then I'll show you how I fillet it off the skin. All right, so let's make that first initial cut. Okay, so I cut right behind the head there. And then we're going to take our knife. We're going to work our way right down the dorsal fin. You want to go in about, just want to give it the tip. That's all you want to give it. Okay. And then we're going to pull up on the fillet. You're going to hear some clicking sounds. And that's going to be my knife rubbing up against the rib bones as we separate the meat from the body. Okay, and then you can almost just pull this away like that. And then we're going to go through the booty and work our way down the tail. And once you do that, all right, then what you're going to do is you're going to want to take your knife and just separate the meat from the skin. Leave yourself a little bit of space back here where you can grab onto the skin, and always move your fillet close to the edge of your table. And then you're going to run your knife and just glide it across the skin like that. Okay, and there you go. Boneless, skinless fillet. All right, so after you get your fillets, you're just going to rinse them off. Get all that blood and everything off of them. All right. And that is what you're left with. That's one side of the bluegill fillet. And then what I'm going to do is I've got some ice water here. We're just going to dump the fillets in the ice water to keep them chilled. All right, guys, so we got one of the fillets chilling in the ice bath. I'm going to go ahead and fillet the rest of these up. And then I'll catch you back at the deep fryer when we're ready to throw these bad boys in the hot grease. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. So we are here at the campsite. We're getting ready to deep fry our bluegill, which I have marinated them in mustard to use as a binder. And then I've got some breading mix that I've got them coated in. And then once we get those deep fried, I'm going to show you how I'm going to assemble the BLT slider. I mentioned earlier in the video that it was going to be a BLT sandwich, but I figured because these are small bluegill, we're going to make them into sliders. So I got small slider rolls is what we're going to put them on. I've done some of the prep work. Went ahead and sliced up my tomato that we're going to use. I've got shredded lettuce, homemade tartar sauce. What I do with that is just mayonnaise, sweet pickle relish, salt, pepper, and some dill weed seasoning. Just mix that all together, let it sit in the fridge for a few hours to bind, and then that's it. So let's get over there, fry these bad boys up, and then we'll get over here and we'll show you how we're going to assemble them. And these won't take long to cook. Small, thin fillets like these probably take 2 to 5 minutes. That's about it. Alright, I think we hit our capacity limit on this grease tub. Can't fit no more in that thing. And that's what they look like. So I'm going to go ahead and remove them. Get them in here to start draining some of that grease off. Those are good. Little bluegill sliders. Alright, so we're going to assemble our bluegill lettuce and tomato sliders. First thing we're going to get here is our slider buns. First thing I'm going to do is get some of this homemade tartar sauce. And I'm going to put a little bit on the bottom piece of the bread. Okay. And we're going to grab our shredded lettuce. Some of that on there. And then we will do slice. I went ahead, I got Roma tomatoes because they were smaller, so they fit perfectly when you slice them on the slider roll. So just like that. And then we're going to get a piece of our bluegill. Okay. And then get some more tartar sauce on the top of the bun. Alright, and then we're just going to lay it right on top like that. Guys, it's 95 degrees and you got some good food out here. They're going to come. It's inevitable. You can't stop it. There you go. Bluegill, lettuce, and tomato sliders. Alright, here we go. Hey everyone, so unfortunately I was having some technical difficulties and I was not able to capture some of the audio towards the end of the video. So I just wanted to say that the bluegill, lettuce, and tomato sliders were outstanding. Really enjoyed eating those. The family enjoyed them. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode from The Fishless Fisherman. Today we're going to be cooking shell cracker over an open fire. Went out yesterday, caught a nice size shell cracker and decided I want to do something a little bit different instead of deep frying it. So we're going to cook it in a cast iron skillet right over some hot coals from a fire. And so I'm not going to show you guys the cleaning portion of the video. I'm going to skip that this time. I will have other videos linked to this one if you do want to see some catch, clean, and cook videos that I've done in the past. But with that being said, you guys stay tuned. I'm going to show you a quick clip of me catching the fish the other day. I was doing it from a live stream, so the footage may be a little grainy, but you guys hang tight, and we'll catch you back here at the fire when we're getting ready to cook up some fish. Stay tuned. It's very chilly up here, so it makes the fishing hard. We got something. Check out that rod on the right, because it's been getting hit a little bit. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but I was getting a pretty good thump on it. But I don't feel anything on it. Oh, maybe he is on there. Yeah, I got something on there, guys. Now I do plan, I'm going after shellcracker today, so if we get any decent sized shellcracker, I am going to keep a few. Got a stringer with me. Let's see what we got. This will be our first catch. Oh, that feels like a good one. Oh yeah, it's a shellcracker, all right. Awesome, first catch of the day. Let's see if I can get him in so you guys can see him. Oh, get some of that mud off of him. Hey guys, coming back. Got a nice shellcracker. That's exactly what we're targeting today. It's a nice size shellcracker. Oh man, I think he swallowed the hook too. I don't think I'm going to be able to get that out. I'm going to have to cut that. It's too deep in there. All right, none of you guys can see that. First catch of the day, beautiful shellcracker. And keep this one too. All right, guys, we got him on a stringer. First one of the day. Let's see, make sure you guys can see it. There you go. Beautiful. All right, let's get him out in the water on the stringer. All right, everyone, so here's a shellcracker that we caught. Got it all cleaned up, scaled it, removed the guts. We're going to cook it with the head on this time. So what we're going to be using today, I've got some iodized salt, and we're using some Weber roasted garlic and herb seasoning, and half a stick of butter. And then what we're going to be doing over here, I've got the cast iron skillet sitting over our bed of coals, and we're going to let that heat up, and then we're going to throw the shellcracker on there whole. All right, so you want to add, since I left the skin on, you want to add enough salt to both sides. Make sure you get it real good. And then you want to get the cavity on the inside. And then we're going to hit it up with this Weber roasted garlic and herb seasoning. Get a little bit on the inside of that cavity. And you want to make sure that you have a lot of the seasoning on there. Okay. And then what we're going to do, I've got some butter. We're going to stick this inside of the shellcracker's body right there. Then I'm going to leave 3 pieces of that butter, and we'll put that on top as it's cooking. All right, everyone, there's our shellcracker. Whole shellcracker going to be going straight into the skillet. And then I also have some lemon juice. So we're going to put a little bit of lemon juice on there with the butter on top as it's cooking. So we're going to let this cook for a few minutes on each side. Once that skin starts to look like it's peeling up off the fish and you get that opaque color on the meat, it's going to be ready to go. So you guys hang tight. I'm going to cook this up and we'll be back with you as soon as it's done. All right, we get some lemon juice and put it on this side. I already got it on the other side. Just let that butter sit on top. Melt a little bit over that. It's looking good. All right, everyone, here's the final product. We got our whole shell cracker that we cooked over the fire in a cast iron skillet. There's only one thing left to do. Let's do the old taste test. So let's give it a shot here. See how it looks on the inside. Oh, look at that. Flaky white meat right there. Right off the bone. Make sure it's not too hot. Eating it that way almost makes me regret ever eating fried fish, to be honest with you. It's really good. All right, so what we did, we scaled it, cleaned the inside out, cooked it over an open fire. It's delicious. I would highly recommend doing this. All right, everyone. Appreciate you for sticking with me, watching this episode. Check out all my other catch, clean, and cook videos. Until next time. Oh, I almost forgot, Mom. Love you and miss you. Wish that you were here enjoying this with me. Until next time, I'll catch you all on the next one. And thank you for coming, spending another evening with me out at the campfire. So I was just sitting around the other day, just kind of like reminiscing about, you know, when was the first time that I can remember growing up eating fish? What got me into wanting to have fish? And I guess like many of us, our parents probably fed us fish sticks. And I remember eating tuna fish sandwiches growing up also. So I guess fish sticks, tuna fish sandwiches, those are probably the first two types of fish meals that I ate growing up. My mom also made us a fried fish fritter. So basically what she did was she used codfish. Now, with me being in North Georgia, I can't go out and catch codfish, but there are an abundance of bluegill. So what I decided to do was catch bluegill and whip up my version of fish fritters using my mom's recipe, but using bluegill instead of codfish. So before we get into the recipe portion of the video, I did want to show you guys a clip of making two sauces that I like to eat when I have fried fish. I make a creamy cocktail sauce and also make a homemade tartar sauce. Oh, and if you guys stick around, there's also going to be a guest appearance in the clips coming up. So anyway, just stay tuned and we're going to check out how I make tartar sauce and creamy cocktail sauce. So the first sauce that I'm going to do, I make a homemade tartar sauce, and the ingredients I use for that is mayonnaise, sweet cubes, sweet salad cubes, and then salt, pepper, and a little bit of dillweed. So the first thing that I want to do is grab a spoon, and that's cocktail sauce. We'll get to that here in a second because I'm also going to make a homemade creamy cocktail sauce. All right, so in my house, it's just me and my wife that eat the tartar sauce. So I'm gonna put about 3 tablespoons of mayo, and then I'm gonna add, it's about 2 tablespoons to start out of the salad cubes, the sweet salad cubes. All right, and just give that a quick stir. So it's real simple to make your own tartar sauce at home, and in my opinion, it always ends up tasting a lot better than what you can buy at the store. And it's, you always have these simple ingredients usually at your house anyway. I mean, you may not have the salad cubes, but I've even diced up my own pickles before and threw those in there. So then we're going to add a few shakes from the salt shaker, some pepper, and then I take some dill weed and throw that in as well. As little, as much as you like. I never measure when I'm cooking for the most part. I'm just eyeballing everything just from years of doing it. So, all right.
I can't play.
All right. I don't know if the camera can pick it up real well, but that's your homemade tartar sauce right there. Okay. All right. Let's just give that a quick taste. Oh yeah, that's good right there. Yep, perfect. Okay. So we're gonna put this in the fridge and let it cool for a couple hours until we eat dinner. All right, and then for the homemade creamy cocktail sauce, it's real simple. We're gonna get us a clean spoon here, and then we're just gonna do a couple tablespoons of mayo, and then your favorite cocktail sauce. Just give it a quick shake, get everything mixed back in the bottle real good, and then I'm just gonna add, I usually add more of the cocktail sauce than I do the mayonnaise because I like the horseradish taste that's in the cocktail sauce. So, it's all personal preference. If you would prefer to have less of that bite, you could put less of the cocktail sauce and just go with more of the mayonnaise. But I like mine to have the horseradish taste kind of overpowering it. And I don't even add any salt, pepper, or any other seasonings to this because it's all the seasonings are already in your cocktail sauce. So you get that mixed up, and that's what you're left with. So it's just a creamy cocktail sauce. And if I ever make like a fish sandwich or anything, this is usually what I'll put on it. And if you want to kick it up a little bit too, you could always add some of the salad cubes to it. And then you'll get a little bit, it's almost like a zingy or tangy, like Thousand Island sauce at that point. If you add the salad cubes to it, it's all up to your preference and what you like. So let's give that a quick taste. Oh yeah, just the way I like it. Just like the tartar sauce, we're going to stick this in the fridge to chill for a little while we are preparing our bluegill fritters. So stay tuned, guys. Hey everyone, welcome back to the fire. I hope you enjoyed the creamy cocktail sauce and the tartar sauce that I just whipped up. So before I get into the actual recipe of making the bluegill fritters, I wanted to explain a little bit about what I did to catch the fish. So went up to a mountain lake up in North Georgia over the weekend. This time of year with the bluegill spawning and being close to the banks, I did a little bank fishing. I used a 1/64 ounce jig head on 4-pound line with a light action rod. And then I was just basically casting under some tree lines. The bluegill will move in close to the banks this time of year, and that's where they'll make their beds. So it was pretty easy. I was there about 2 hours or so, caught 17 fish, and I kept the 5 biggest ones. And that's what we're going to use in the recipe today. So just make sure, if you haven't already done so, that you hit that subscribe, like, and notification button so you know every time that I'm dropping a video. And then also, if you would like to have me send you a free Fishless Fisherman sticker, please send me an email at thefishlessfisherman@gmail.com and let me know what your address is, and I'll get one in the mail for you. And I also want to take a quick second to give a shout out to my late mom. Mom, love you, miss you. And like always, just wish that you were here enjoying everything I'm doing with the channel. So without any further ado, let's get into the recipe portion of the video. You guys stay tuned. I'm going to enjoy my coffee and sit out here by the fire. Take care. So the first thing that we're going to do is I've got 5 bluegill that I had caught off camera and got them filleted. So what I'm going to do is we are going to chop up the fillets into bite-sized pieces, and we're going to mix them with all-purpose flour, 1 egg, salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and some water. So you're basically going to want to make it into the consistency of like a pancake batter, and then put the bluegill in with that batter, mix it all together, and then I'm going to show you how we deep fry them here coming up. But first thing that I want to do is take our bluegill fillets and we're just going to cut them up into healthy sized chunks. Alright, we'll get them in our bowl here. Alright, I'm going to finish cutting these up, and then I'll get back with you here in a moment, and I'll show you all the bluegill that we've got left to put into our batter. Stay tuned. Alright everyone, welcome back. So I've went ahead and diced all of the bluegill, and this is what we are left with. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my mixing bowl, and we're going to put, I'd say probably start with about a cup of flour in the bowl. Okay. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to add our egg. All right. So we got 1 whole cracked egg. Get that off to the side right there. And then we're going to add a little bit of water to start with. All right. And then we're going to add some salt. Some pepper, then we got some garlic powder, and onion powder. Now, I'm making this recipe just like my mom did. So growing up, us kids, we didn't like chunks of peppers, onions, things like that in it. So she always substituted with the powders so we could get the flavor in there, but we didn't have the chunks of the vegetables in it. So today I'm making it just like my mom would have made it. Now, if you guys want to, you could always add onions, peppers, things like that to make it more like a crab, like almost like a crab cake consistency, I guess. But with it being Mother's Day, I'm making it just like my mom used to make it for us kids growing up. So you want to give that a stir. Just incorporate all the ingredients together. And remember, you're just looking for the consistency of almost like pancake batter. And then you want to always start out adding a little bit of water at a time, because you can always add more water. You can't take any out. If it's not the right consistency, then you can go back and add a little flour to it also. So this is kind of where we're at right now. So I'm going to add a little bit more flour to this. I want it to be a little bit stiffer. So we'll just add a little bit more flour in here. And then we will give that another quick stir. Okay. All right. And then because I added some more flour, I'm going to hit it back up with a little bit extra salt, pepper, and the other seasonings. Now, one thing I didn't think of that you could also add to it if you want to is Old Bay. That would probably be pretty good if you like to kick it up a little bit. Give it a little spice. All right, so give that a quick stir. All right, so you see that's a little bit thicker consistency. That's pretty much about what you want. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to add the bluegill to it. Now with the bluegill, what I did was after I filleted them, I had them sitting in salt water overnight. Like I said, my mom used to make this with codfish. She do salted codfish. So I wanted to mimic that the closest way that I could. So I gave them a saltwater bath overnight just to salten up the bluegill meat a little bit. All right, so we've got the meat mixed in with everything. And this is what you're left with. Okay. Now the egg that I put in there is just going to act a little bit as a binder for when we're deep frying it. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to add just a little bit more flour. Thicken it up just a little bit more. All right, and this is what we're left with. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to straighten up my mess a little bit. We're going to get the oil warmed up, and then we'll catch you back over by the frying pan, and we're going to dip them in the grease and see how they turn out. Stay tuned. All right, so we're going to take a spoonful, a tablespoonful of the batter. I'm just going to drop it into the hot oil. I want the oil to be about 350. All right, so we're going to let them sit in the oil bath for a few minutes. Let them start getting them crispy golden brown, and then I'll flip them over. Let them cook evenly on both sides. So we'll see how they turn out. All right, so been timing it. I had them on one side for about 5 minutes, and then gave them a flip. So they're just now starting. You can see on that side it's got a light golden brown to them. So I'm going to give the other side about 5 minutes. So these are about done. Give them another 45 seconds to a minute, and then we'll take those out. Let them finish cooking while they're resting on the plate. All right, that's the finished product right there. Fresh bluegill fritters. Alright guys, so here we are. This is the finished product. Let me break one open for you guys so you can see right there. Oh yeah, you can see that bluegill meat in there. White, flaky meat. I'm going to try it with the creamy cocktail sauce. Oh yeah, that's good. Now, let's take a bite with the homemade tartar sauce. I like them both. We're going to be eating good tonight. Alright guys, appreciate you watching me cook these up. Something that I used to love that my mom would make for me.
You want to try some, Dad?
Yeah, here, have a bite of this one. No, have a bite of this one.
Did you already bite this side?
No, I didn't. It's good, right? What do you think? Tell the fans. What do you think about it?
Hot but good.
Alright, see you guys. Alright, I think I got him. Oh yeah, this feels like a pretty decent sized one. Heck yeah, there you go. Look at that. Look at that, guys. That's what we're after. There's a good shell cracker right there. See that? We're gonna put this one on the stringer for sure. Check that out. So I think we've fine. Stop. Settle down. Poking the heck out of me, dude. Look at that. We'll get this one on the stringer. There you go. First one of the day. There you go. We're having at least one fish for a fish fry today. Heck yeah, boy. Alright guys, so we got the first fillet right there. Now we're going to work on the other side. Alright, so we got the fillets marinating right now in the Sweet Baby Ray's hot sauce. Let them sit in there for a little while, get good and coated up, and then we're going to put these in our Louisiana fry mix and deep fry these things up and have a little lunch alongside the river here. Got my little Coleman stove going. And here we got our frying pan warming up. Let that warm up there, get good and hot. We're going to deep fry some shell cracker. Alright, that grease is ready to go. Alright, here we go. First shell cracker fillet going into the grease. Oh yeah, these are golden brown, ready to come off. Let's see what we got. Let those cool off for a minute, then we'll give it a taste test. Alright guys, here we go. So I've got fried shell cracker, marinated in hot sauce, deep fried to a nice golden brown out here at the river. Literally, this shell cracker was caught out of here maybe 15 minutes ago. So anyway, let's give it a taste test. Oh, it's good. Yeah, the hot sauce really adds some flavor to it. Oh, I'm gonna give this 2 thumbs up for sure. You can hear that crunching. Oh yeah, that's good. Anytime you can come out, do a little fishing, and then enjoy a nice lunch at the same place where you just pull them out of. It's always a good day. So, Mom, I love you and miss you. I wish you were here with me right now enjoying this. Alright, Fishless fam. I'm going to sign off here. One more bite. But you guys have a good one. What'd you catch, Robert?
Catfish.
Is that your first one?
It's my first catfish.
Yeah. What are you going to name him? Whiskers?
Yes.
Hold it up.